I've always been really big on Nintendo, just haven't showed it enough. And there's been times where I just kick back and just play more Nintendo games than usual, and I just haven't talked about it enough. But I took the time to sit back and watch this new Nintendo Direct that was just released, and I want to say that I walked away from this pretty impressed. I like what they're trying to do with the Nintendo Switch. I've been liking it for years. I just kept putting it off because of one reason, which I will talk about a little bit later. And every time I look at this, it makes me want to get one more and more. But for some reason, I just keep putting it off. It's time for me to really get one. It's crazy. So let's talk about this Nintendo Direct, and let me give you my thoughts on some of the things that stood out to me. I'm not going to talk about everything that happened, but I do have a list of things that's close to everything that has happened, and we're going to talk about it. First thing that stood out to me was the N64 and Sega Games. It's going to be dropping on here now. N64 has been something that's been really wanted throughout the Nintendo community. They've been wanting Nintendo to put N64 games on the Switch for a long time. Now it's going to be a case that we're going to get some good ones. I mean, so far they're going to have Mario 64, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Mario Kart, Star Fox, The Great Sin and Punishment, which I love that game, Dr. Mario 64, Mario Tennis 64, which is kind of interesting, Win Back, and Yoshi's Story. They're going to have some other games that come along down the road, like Banjo-Kazooie or whatever the case may be. So that's going to be really cool to see for people who don't have an N64. I have one, but just to play it on the go, you can't beat that. Also, they got some Sega games coming out. Some of the good Sega games. The ones that stand out to me, Bloodlines, Castlevania Bloodlines, Contra Hardcore, and Musha. Those are the type of games I love to play. Gunstar Hero is another one that stands out. So that's great to see that, especially those type of games that are fairly not easy to get nowadays are actually going to be on the Switch. That's really cool. Some other games that stood out, Monster Hunter is going to get an expansion called Sunbreak. Monster Hunter Rise is a game I haven't touched yet. I've been playing a good bit of the last one, Monster Hunter World, so that's going to be pretty cool. Another reason why I should go ahead and get a Switch. The Castlevania Advanced Collection and ActRaiser Renaissance, those two package of games basically are coming out on other platforms, so I'm not really too worried about it. But I may just go ahead and get those on other consoles or on other areas beforehand, before I get the Switch again. Triangle Strategy is an RPG that's finally coming out. That's cool because it seemed like a pretty decent game. I looked at it, but I'm kind of iffy on it. I may give it a shot. Metroid Dread, I love these 2D platform type games. I'm glad to see Metroid to go back to that. They had an extended story trailer, which I'm ready to get that game. It comes out next month. Well, matter of fact, it comes out in a couple of weeks. So maybe I need to go ahead and get a Switch to get that as well. Mario Golf is getting new courses for the Switch, so that's great. Mario Golf is a really fun game to play. Speaking of another fun game and somewhat of a Mario Kart ripoff, they have Chocobo, I think I said that right, Chocobo GP. It looks just like a Mario Kart spinoff with Final Fantasy characters. I'm very interested in that. I like what I see there. Disco Elysium is another game. I think that's on other platforms as well. I may give that a look. I'm not really sure, but it does look interesting. Hyrule Warriors is getting expansion. Let me tell you about Hyrule Warriors. I love this game. I've been playing it a lot on the Wii U, and it's just one great game that not too many people talk about, or I don't see people talk about in my circle. But like I said, not too many people that I know really play Nintendo like that. I'm probably one of the few in my circle that really do. So I love it. I love the fact that they're getting expansion, and I need to jump on that. Shadowrun Trilogy. I don't know too much about the Shadowrun the games or whatever the case may be, but it's another game that stood out to me that I thought that's going to be that'd be kind of interesting to look at. I really don't know much about it, so I just found it interesting at the time. So let's see. Oh, let me get back to, since we're talking about that, the Triangle Strategy. I just remembered that it is a tactical RPG that's made by Square Enix, so that should make it a little more interesting. So I may need to look at that as well. So two more things I want to do before I get out of here. Knights of the Old Republic Star Wars game is going to make its way to the Switch. That's going to be pretty cool. I know people really love that game, and for them to have it on the Switch is going to be great. It's supposed to be out in November. So outside of that, that's great. Also, Shigeru Miyamoto talked about a new Super Mario movie. I'm not really interested in that. Maybe it'd be good, but yeah, I'm straight. I don't know anything. I don't think I'm gonna be. I'll just leave it at that. Last but not least, the reason why I definitely need to get a Switch, sadly, it's not coming out fast enough. But Bayonetta 3 is finally supposed to be out next year, 2022. I wish I had a real release date because I really want that game. It's one of the reasons why. Well, I'm gonna be honest. It's the main reason why I held off buying the Switch, because I want Bayonetta 3. I always said when Bayonetta 3 comes out, I will end up buying one. There's other games that came out since then that said that I need to go ahead and get one right away. But Bayonetta 3 is the game. That game comes out, I would definitely be buying a Switch if I don't buy one right away. So I'm very, very happy that they have some type of window when this game's coming out. But I wish it would happen sooner rather than later, because I'm a big fan of Bayonetta. I've completed 1 and 2 on the Wii U, and I'm ready for the third one. And I've been waiting for it for 4 years now, and they need to come on with it, because that's the type. I love those hack and slash type of beat 'em up type games and they got puzzles in the game. Some people would like to talk bad about Bayonetta, but I love those type of games. I love that game, the series in general. It's great. So that's pretty much it. Everything that I took away from it is probably like the entire direct. But I know some people like to talk down on it, and people look at Nintendo fans funny. But look, I love Nintendo. I'm not the biggest fan, but I really like Nintendo a lot. And I really need to get a Switch, but I keep putting it off. So maybe I'll get one sooner rather than later. I may be doing a video on that soon. All right, y'all. Y'all be easy. I thank you guys for making it this far. You guys take it easy. Take care. Peace.